Welcome to the Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon. I am your host, Captain Matt, and today we're talking about the biggest mistakes that new pontoon owners make. Now, if you've bought your pontoon in the last year or so, you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to have your eyes open to a few things and hopefully help you out on the water. If you've owned your pontoon for a while, stick with us. Comment where you see, hey, maybe I missed something, some advice that you have, and some things that you can add to the conversation in the comments. It would be appreciated. So let's take a look at number one. The biggest mistake with pontoon owners that I see is just not doing or not knowing what the proper maintenance is. So you've got that outboard out there. In most situations, you may have a stern drive, but 97% of the pontoons are outboards these days. There's still maintenance. That engine is quiet. It seems to just do its thing without too much, but there's maintenance that needs to be done. If you're in salt water, you got to do your flushing. You've got to change your impeller on a consistent basis. You've got to change the fluids. But you've also got to pull that cowling off and lubricate some of those internal components on a yearly basis. You've got to pull your prop. If you operate in a body of water where there's fishing line, hey, that fishing line can cause major problems, and you need to pull your prop every year or so and at least inspect it. But there's so many things that are required that here's what I'm going to recommend, that you buy the manual for whatever engine that you have on your boat. I think it's going to be something that you can look through the scheduled maintenance, because here's what happens. Your engine's running good. It's running good. You don't think about it. You put it away. Maybe you winterize it. Maybe you don't. And what happens is there's maintenance inspections that need to happen throughout the 100-hour, 300-hour, 500-hour marks. And if you miss those inspections, sometimes something that could have been an easy maintenance item turns into a very expensive repair. So follow the maintenance schedule, do all the little things so you don't have to deal with the big issues. Next, and this is a big one, is learning how your boat operates in slow water, in tight quarters, having total control of your pontoon while you're in those docking scenarios. You can go to almost any lake or any body of water and you can see a pontoon just struggling to get on the dock safely, securely, without causing damage to the pontoon, running into the dock too hard and denting the tune or scratching it or scraping it, or even worse, jumping up on the dock and causing harm or injury to someone else. It's why we put together the best boat captain on the water training, where we show you how to get total control of your boat. It's just a matter of knowing the skills and building on the skills in the easiest way possible. But take your time on your particular pontoon. Take your time to get to know how it maneuvers. If you want some help, take a look at that training program, but go out and get to know how your boat operates. When you put in this control movement, what is going to happen? And that's something that can really be a big mistake. People just get on and go. They load it up with all their friends and family, and then they forget, oh crap, I don't really know how to operate this boat. And that the last 5 minutes of the outing are some of the most stressful. The swearing and the cussing and the anger comes out, and you want to avoid that at all costs. Next is not having the proper lines on your boat. Even if you're a trailer boater and you very seldom tie up at a dock, you still need to have dock lines on your boat. I like to have some sort of a tow line, whether it's a tow rope that you use for the wakeboard, but something big and heavy duty, so that if you do need to be towed in, somebody else needs a tow and you're going to help them out, or you just get in an odd situation where you need a little bit extra line, an extra rope to do something to be safe and secure. When you get your dock lines, go ahead and get dock lines that match your boat. Make it look sharp. They're the same price as regular dock lines, but get good braided dock lines like you see here. Next is anchoring. I don't know how often I see in the comment section on social media that people are asking, what anchor is best for my XYZ pontoon? Do I need the box anchor? My anchor is not holding. I can't get it to hold. What am I doing wrong? Well, it's not about having a bigger, heavier anchor. It's about having the right anchor setup. So we talk about this in the program, and I show you exactly how to do it. But here's the setup that you're going to want for 95% of the pontoons out there, 18 to 26 feet or so. And that is a Danforth anchor that's got the two flukes that kind of stick up and they dig into the ground. A 10 to 12 pound is all the weight that you need in your anchor. It's not about the heaviness of the anchor. Then you shackle that to a 5-foot section of chain. That chain is the magic in your anchor setup. And then you shackle that to 100 to 200 foot of anchor line. This is the second magic piece of anchoring, is putting out enough anchor road. So 3 to 5 times if you're in a fairly calm body of water. If you happen to be overnighting and you're staying on the water and you've got your camper canvas up, put 7 times the depth of the water of anchor road out. So you're in 10 feet of water, 30 to 50 foot of line. In most situations, the windier, the rougher, the more line I'm going to go towards 5. And if I'm staying out overnight, I'm going to put 7 times out. So 70 feet in just 10 foot of water, and that's going to keep you safe. We talk through anchoring in the program so you can do that safely, because it's a fun thing to do. Next is not understanding the wake that your boat makes. So there's idle speed, and then there's courteous speed when you're going around small fishing boats, paddle boarders, kayakers, and it may be different than what you think. The reality is your pontoon makes a bigger wake at really slow speeds that are just past idle than it does if you're going top speed, wide open throttle. So I encourage you, we do this exercise in the program, but I encourage you to go out on the water, go idle speed, and then just increase about 500 RPM, 500 RPM, 500 RPM, and turn back and look at your wake and see what size wake you create in each of those throttle settings. I think you'll be surprised at what you find back there, and you'll find that to be courteous to some of those smaller craft, sometimes the right thing to do is to speed up and not slow down, which is kind of interesting. A lot of people don't realize that, and it's a big mistake that kind of causes some friction between different boaters on the water. If you're a trailer boater, the biggest mistake I see at the boat ramp, especially with pontoon owners, is they just back that trailer in way too deep. This is a good setting right here. I actually, in the trailering section of the Best Pontoon Captain on the Lake, I actually suggest backing all the way down in, get those bunks wet so that the boat slides up nice and easy, and then go ahead and pull forward. So you have about 2 feet or so, the angle of the ramp, the length of your trailer, the length of your pontoon. There's a lot of variables, but having a section of those bunks out of the water and wet, so when you drive up on the trailer, it just slides right up, and you can winch it the last couple feet so you're not power loading and maybe washing out that ramp. We also give you a way in the program, if you want to upgrade to the trailering modules as well, to show you how to do it just single with the rope and not power loading it, or not loading it with power. Power loading's bad, but driving it onto the trailer, in my opinion, is the right way to do it, the easiest way to do it. So don't back so far down in the water, and I think it'll really change everything about the way your trailering experience goes. The next is water sports. All too often I see people, especially pulling kids, going way too fast, way faster than necessary, which causes harder falls than necessary. It causes the kids typically not to enjoy the water sports as much as they would if you went the proper speeds. When I pull my daughters, who are just under 100 pounds on the wakeboard or skis, on the wakeboard I might pull them 8 to 10 miles an hour. On the skis I might pull them 10, maybe 12 miles an hour at the fastest. They don't need much speed to get up on top of the water. And by going slower, again, if they fall, it's an easier fall. And they get a little nervous. It's scary back there if you're a kid and you're not used to skiing or wakeboarding. Go the appropriate speed. We've got a Toad Water Sports with Confidence module that you can add as well. And we actually give you a speed chart so you can say, all right, what water sport are we doing? What's their weight, and about how fast should we go to really keep you on track. I even see people that are adults going too fast. When I slalom ski, I like to slalom ski at about 32, 33 miles an hour, and I'm over 200 pounds. When I was younger, a little bit lighter, but younger, when I barefooted, I would barefoot at 32 miles an hour. That's all the faster you needed to go to barefoot. People go way faster than is necessary because they think they need that speed to stay on top of the water. The reality is you don't need to go fast at all. And for kids, keep that speed down. They'll have so much more fun and so many few hard falls. So if you want to see what's in that program, Best Boat Captain on the Water, you can check it out. These are the modules that are in there. You can upgrade to the trailering, the amplifier toolbox, and the water sports with confidence if that's how you boat. Check those out if you're interested. The next is not knowing the rules of the water and operating your boat safely on the water and knowing the laws and the regulations and what's required. And then there's also boater etiquette and the unwritten rules of the water. Things like waving to a fellow boater that passes by, giving them a wave. To me, it's just something that everybody should do. You're out there having fun. We're all on the same team. We're all enjoying the waterways together. Let's be friendly and bring us all together and not have that back and forth. So knowing the courtesies, knowing that what the etiquette is on the water. I've actually done a video on that you can check out. But knowing those unwritten rules, but also knowing the proper way to navigate, how to navigate at night, what the different buoys means, what the lights on the boats mean at night, which way you should pass, which way you should operate when you're on the water, who has the right of way in different situations. Those are all things we talk about on the program. If you haven't taken a boater safety course, you should definitely do that if it's required in your state. The training that we put together is much more practical boating, how to, on your boat, do the things that you need to do to get the most enjoyment, reduce that frustration, reduce the overwhelm, reduce the anger and the swearing that happens when you're coming into the dock. That's what ours is focused on, as well as the boating safety and the boating etiquette as well. So you check that out if you're interested. Best Pontoon Captain on thelake.com. YouTube's recommended some videos. Subscribe if you like this video. And if you're an experienced boater, hey, leave some comments. Let people know what you think they should know. And if you're a new boater, ask a question. But remember, life truly is better on a boat.